Welcome! It is Mommy Talk Tuesday, and I am your host, Tiffany Borders, the Mommy Special Needs Strategist. I am here to motivate, educate, and equip mothers with the tools necessary to effectively manage the day-to-day care of their special needs child. If there's anything that's going to be said or that you hear on this video that you feel that someone else needs to know, needs to see, need to be connected to, go ahead and hit that share button. Sharing is caring, and if you care enough about the next person, you would definitely want to share this information with them. This information could definitely change a life. So go ahead and hit that share button, and we're going to go ahead and jump right in. So again, welcome to Mommy Talk Tuesday. Our topic today is 4 things you need to stop doing today as a mother of a special needs child. So we're going to jump right on into number 1. When you are a mother of a special needs child, you need to stop being impatient. You need to stop being impatient. You need to stop being impatient, and just know that things will happen on its own time. So, as a mother of typical children and children with special needs, I get to see how quickly my typical children learn to do things and how much slowly it is taking for my special needs child to pick up on things or progress to the next level. And being a mother is a hard job all in itself. We have a lot going on. We want to just keep things moving, keep things going. But in some situations, we need to slow down and just practice patience. See, we can't be so impatient that we're rushing our child to do things that their mind isn't capable of doing, their body isn't capable of doing, or what may have you. So you definitely want to practice patience when you have a child that has a special need, and just let things happen on its own time. Now, another thing about patience is the lack of it, that emotion that comes about when you're impatient, being frustrated and things like that. Your child can feel that because you have this emotion of, oh my God, I just wish this would happen or that would happen or this can progress. Your child can feel that. And the last thing you want is for your child to A, learn the habit of being impatient, and B, feel like they're a burden. Because that can actually happen. They could feel like, oh man, I can't do X, Y, Z. And let's say, for instance, I'll use an example. I always use my daughter as an example. It takes her a lot longer to do things like take a bath, and put on her shoes. So if I was impatient with her and I yelled at her or I got frustrated when she did not progress or move as quickly as the other children did, then she would feel like she was less than, like she couldn't do things at their capacity or at their level, so there's something wrong with her. And the last thing we want to do as a mother of a special needs child is to cultivate that type of feeling within our child, because that child can grow and that feeling can, get larger. And now you have this child who has, these issues of, I'm less than because I can't. And that's definitely not what we want to do. So we want to continue to motivate our children to do the best that they can. You need to be patient with your children, yourself, the process, and with your child. Number 2, when you're a mother of a special needs child, you need to stop listening to people. Now, when I say stop listening to people, what I mean is, I'm not saying to only lean on your own understanding of your child's special need. And what I'm not saying is to stop listening to the doctors, like completely stop listening to the doctors. What I'm talking about is these other people who A, don't know your child and their special need, B, don't know the child's special need, or C, who haven't been where you are. If you are a person who have never experienced taking care, or if you're a mother who have never experienced taking care of a special needs child, how are you going to tell me anything about what it takes to care for a special needs child? You can't, because you haven't been there. You haven't been down that road. You haven't walked in my shoes. So if you're not telling me something based on what you know, I've been there. If you're not starting that sentence off with, you know what, I have a son, daughter, or whomever who had XYZ, and she or he had that same problem. This is what we did. If we're not starting the conversation off like that, we're not talking about anything when it comes to me and how I parent and how I care for my special needs child. You can't tell me anything if you haven't been where I am, or at least currently where I am, where we could brainstorm together. So when I say moms, stop listening to other people, that's what I'm talking about. When you listen to other people and they start to tell you what you aren't doing right or how you should do something differently, giving you advice based on what they do or what they have done for their typical child, you can start thinking that you're less than, that you're not doing your job, you're not doing what you need to do, for your child. And that is definitely not the case. It can also come off, as, mom shaming, because they could, easily make you feel like, or say things that'll make you feel like you're not doing what you should be doing as a mom. So now we're on number 3. When you are a mom of a special needs child, you need to stop feeling sorry for yourself and stop feeling sorry for your child. Now that's a big one. It is so easy. We'll talk about feeling sorry for yourself first. It is so easy to sit in the oh woe is me when you have a child that has a special need. And this is why. When all of the other mothers who are around you have what people call, typical children who, progress as society say they should, what the books say they should, what doctors say that they should, on schedule on how they should progress. When you are in a group of moms and you're the only one with a special needs child, you can start to feel a little bit down about the fact that you don't have a whole lot of encouraging stories to tell, or you think you don't, because you would gauge those stories that they tell based on the typical status. And you could easily fall into the oh woe is me. My child has a special need. I'm not on the level where you all are. I don't have those stories. My child didn't do that at that time. But I tell you, the things that your child do in their time, those are victory stories. Don't feel sorry for yourself because you have a child of a special needs child. I love being a mommy of a special needs child because my daughter, she teaches me so much just about strength, perseverance. Like, she does not let any of the things that are associated with her special need get her down. She has times where she says, "Mommy, I want to walk." And because she has those moments, what she'll do is she'll try and stand up. She'll work those muscles. So it's not that she is not doing things. She tries her hardest to, move forward. So I'll never feel bad about having a child who has a special need. I'm telling you, these kids will have you amazed at the things that they do. So soaking in the fact that you have a little extra responsibility is not going to change the fact that you're still a mom. You're still a mom of a special needs child, that you have a job to do, and you need to get up and get it done. Soaking in it is not going to help you progress to the next level. And when I say the next level, that's based on wherever your child is. If you're trying to walk, if you're trying to talk, whatever that special need is, whatever, the challenges that your child may have, soaking in, oh, woe is me, is not going to get you anywhere. It's a time waster We don't have time for that. We have to keep moving, mama. So I'm telling you right now, don't feel bad. Don't feel sorry for yourself because you're a special needs mom. Go ahead, put those arms up, show those muscles, and let's move. Let's do the things that we need to do. And let's talk about the child aspect. Don't feel sorry for your child. A lot of times our children don't realize that they are not typical, or that they are maybe a little bit different, or whatever you may call it. They don't even realize that. They get around a group of children, and in their mind they're just like them. They don't realize something is like not the same until people point it out, and a lot of times it's adults who are pointing it out. Children are just like, oh, what is that? Oh, that's a wheelchair. Oh, okay. Well, why she can't walk? Oh, my legs are weak. This is the conversation my daughter would have. Oh, my legs are weak. I got spinal bifida. Oh, okay. You want to play ball? Sure. And they move on. So it's usually the adult that is like, oh no, little Sarah can't blah blah XYZ because of the wheelchair. These kids, they don't do that. They don't sulk in, oh woe it's me, until they learn it from you or others who are generally adults. So don't feel bad for your child. Don't sit here feeling sorry. Our children tackle life on their own terms, on their own grounds. Like, they do things in their own time. So, like my daughter, for instance, she brushed her teeth in the tub. Who said you only had to brush your teeth in the sink? Did she get her teeth brushed? Yep. And guess what? She moved on about her day. She didn't sit here thinking, well, dang, everybody else in the house brush their teeth inside of, and use the sink and the sink water, and I'm the only one who used the tub. No, she comes and say, Mommy, I brushed my teeth. Okay, good, babe. And then, of course, she wants me to smell and look and, whatever. But she's not sulking on the fact that she used the tub while everyone else used the sink. But that's something that a parent would do, like, oh my God, my daughter has to use the tub instead of being able to use the sink. Who cares? She got the job done, and that's what they do. They learn to do things the way that they can, and they get it done. We're the ones who sit and soaking in it. So I'm going to tell you today, don't do that. Just continue to uplift your child and show them the way. If they're having a hard time and you can figure out a way that they can do things on their own terms to make things better for them, that's what we do. It's a complete time waster to sulk in and feel bad for yourself and your child. So, number one was stop being impatient when you are a mother of a special needs child. Number two was stop listening to other people when you are a mother of a special needs child. And number three, stop feeling sorry for yourself and your child when you are a mother of a special needs child. So here we are with number four. Number four, when you are a mother of a special needs child, you need to stop overthinking things. Emotionally, physically, mentally, all of that. Stop overthinking it. And what do I mean by that? Okay, so my daughter came with all of these diagnoses. The doctor's telling me all of these things about what she can't, but no one wants to talk about what she can. The therapist, telling me about her, her hip flexors and how they're so tight, and they're not optimistic at all about her being able to walk. So I could easily fall into the negative what if. What if she never walks? Or for another mom, what if my child never talks? What if my child never gets fully potty trained and get out of the pull-ups? What if my child is never 100% independent? And newsflash, I have adult kids and they're still dependent on me. So, and they're typical. So, what if my child isn't 100% independent? I could easily fall in the trap of the negative what ifs. But, and also we read the books. When moms get a diagnosis, we go straight to the books and start reading all of the things that your kid could, may, probably will have. And we start, we get into this, oh my goodness, so my child's not going to do this, that, and this, and we sulk into the negative what ifs, and then that's where number 3 creeps up, and you start feeling sorry for yourself and your child. Don't do that. No one has time to do things like that. Now I have a question. What if your child do walk? What if your child do talk? What if your child do have the ability to get 100% potty trained? Or what if your child do have the ability to be 100% independent? What happened to all of that time that you spent soaking and thinking about the negative what ifs? You didn't get the opportunity to enjoy the process of getting to that positive outcome. Yeah, we're not going to always have exactly what we want. The things that the doctors are telling me right now, the doctors, the nurses, the therapists, the physical therapists, the things that they're telling me right now about the ability of my child being able to walk is extremely negative. But I walk out the room saying, whatever. We're going to do what we need to do, and we're going to overcome this. She's going to walk because she's determined, and we're going to do whatever we need to do. And see, this is the thing that I've concluded. The doctors want to do surgery. The nurses just kind of follow up with the doctors. And the therapists are like, okay, well, with insurance, we only get 30 minutes a week with her. So their outlook of her future is like way down here, because they're not willing, and for them, they're just thinking of another child, or, maybe a kid who did not have the drive the way that she has. And they're just like, they're almost like washing their hands of her, if you ask me, because they're looking at what past, statistics may have shown. So my thing is, I'm going to push to make sure she gets to where she needs to go. And if we, the therapist get 30 minutes with her a week, well, guess what? Mommy has her for 24 hours a day. Well, okay, she has to sleep most of the time, but heck, even when she's sleeping, I can position her in a way that's going to stretch out her hip flexors. There's so much that I could do that they are just like, whatever, they're throwing it out the door because they're not looking at what I'm looking at. So I say all of that to say this: enjoy the process. How would it look if your child gets to that positive what if, that positive outcome, and you can't even remember what you went through to get there because you were too busy sulking? You were still kind of doing what you needed to do, but you were sulking, listening, taking in that negative energy and the negative things that the doctors and the nurses and maybe even other people are saying, and you're not enjoying, that journey, that process. So wouldn't it be better to have a positive and active role in getting to that point? Like, we don't want to get to that point with a negative, outlook. You're just throwing that out there in the universe, like, she's not gonna walk. So, we just gonna go on over here to therapy, but she's not gonna walk. Like, what's the point if you don't even believe that it's possible? If you can't even put that into your child's heart that it's possible, you're not even, you're not even putting that out there so that you can get that outcome, to even enjoy the process. So I say, number 4, stop overthinking everything. Let's get our children to where they need to be. Don't listen. Okay, I'm not saying don't listen to your doctor, but what I'm saying is, don't let the things that they tell you be the end all be all. Do your part, and get your child to where they need to be. That's exactly what I'm doing. I've been told by multiple therapists, physical therapists, multiple orthopedic specialists that, hey, your daughter's hip flexor. And if you don't know what a hip flexor is, it's that deep muscle where like right when you sit down, that joint muscle all the way in the back when you touch the top of the thigh is all the way in the back. So basically my daughter is curved. So they're telling me that she can't flatten out, so she can't stand up straight. And they're telling me that hip flexor, you're telling me that a muscle is keeping her from being able to walk. So let's stretch this muscle out. They say that's the hardest muscle to stretch. Okay, then that means we need to work hard to get it done. Like, I'm not seeing what the problem is here. So my drive is I almost feel like I want to prove something to the next person. And I need to prove to the orthopedic specialist. I need to prove to the physical therapist. I need to prove to the doctors who want to cut on her to do a hip flexor release that it's possible to stretch out this muscle. I don't care how hard it is. We're just going to work harder to get it done. Yeah, it's hard, but let's work hard to get it done. It's simple as that. So you guys, I'm Tiffany Borders, the Mommy Special Needs Strategist, and that is our Mommy Talk Tuesday. I really enjoyed our talk today, so please like and share the broadcast. I'm telling you, there's mothers out there who need to hear this information, where this information could drastically change the life of themselves or even their child, because I'm a firm believer that what the mother has going on, it trickles down to what's going on in the child's life. So if you get the mama right, the babies will fall into line. So go ahead and like and share the broadcast. Thank you so much for joining me today for this episode of Mommy Talk Tuesday. I look forward to seeing you again next week at this time, 12 o'clock p.m. This is your girl, Tiffany Borders, the Mommy Special Needs Strategist. If you would like to know more about uplifting ability, you can go ahead and click on that link, my website, upliftingability.com, and you can see all the great things we have going on at Uplifting Ability. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you again next week. Bye-bye.